The M4A4 Sherman 1st PTG was one of many Sherman tanks given to China by the United States during World War II. Similar to the Soviet Union, the Chinese received arms and armour in the Lend-Lease program. The M4A4s were used extensively against the Japanese and then against the communists in the Chinese Civil War of the late 1940s. Alright lads, today I'm going to be talking about the performance, weapons and playstyle of the M4A4 1st PTG. Starting as always with the basics. This tank is a rank 2 battle rating 3.7 medium tank located in the Chinese tech tree. Being a rank 2 premium, it will be effective at researching between the ranks of 1 and 3, allowing you to grind out the first half of the Chinese tech tree. To get this tank, you will have to purchase it in a pack on the Gaijin store. For a price of €20, you get the tank, 1000 golden eagles and 15 days of premium time. After purchasing this tank from the store, you'll need to add it into your lineup for the cost of 10,000 silver lions. You can then additionally purchase the expert and ace qualifications for the tank, costing 120,000 silver lions and 330 golden eagles respectively. Being a premium, the M4A4 enjoys a very low repair cost of 2,790 silver lions, meaning you don't have to worry about going bankrupt if you're new to War Thunder. Going on to the rewards, the tank has a base RP modifier of 1.36, which gives you an RP reward modifier of 272% with a free-to-play account, and 408% with a premium account. With a base silver line modifier of 0.8, you won't be raking in silver lines like the top tier premiums, but you will be bringing in a respectable amount of profit. You can expect 160% silver line modifier with a free-to-play account, and 240% with a premium account. So is this tank worth the money, and is it even worth buying a rank 2 premium? Stick around for the rest of the video and find out. Okay, so moving on to the engine and performance. Being an M4A4 Sherman, it is powered by the Chrysler multibank engine producing 400 horsepower. Combined with the vehicle's weight of 30.6 tonnes, it gives this tank a power to weight ratio of 13.07 horsepower per tonne. While this is rather low by main battle tank standards, for a battle rating 3.7 vehicle, that is rather good. Moving on to the transmission, you can see that this 400 horsepower engine gets you up to a top speed of 40 km per hour and a respectable 5 km per hour in reverse. Okay, so we're here in a test drive, and the first thing to note is that this tank does not get the ability to neutral steer. Being a battle rating 3.7 vehicle, that is nothing surprising. It's also worth noting that being an M4A4 variant, which has an lengthened hull, the rate of traverse is much slower than other Sherman tanks. As you can see, it's quite sluggish when we're trying to traverse. The rate of acceleration is rather good for a battle rated 3.7 vehicle, however it's no TATU. Unlike some other vehicles, this tank can get up to its top speed of 40 km per hour on rough terrain, as you can see here. Overall, the mobility of the M4A4 is rather good for a battle rating 3.7 vehicle. Its decent power to weight ratio allows you to get around the map where you need to go in time. You won't be missing out any fights in this tank. The tank is a little sluggish when trying to traverse, mainly due to its long wheelbase, or should I say, track base. But apart from that, the tank is quite a good little nippy tank for battle rating 3.7. To test the armour protection of this vehicle, we'll be using the M4A4's own M61 APC BC round at a range of 200 metres. Starting as always with the lower frontal plate, you can see that we have around 40 to 60mm of armour protection. Going to the upper frontal plate, at the base we have around 100mm, and as we go up the plate, it increases to around 110mm. It is worth noting that you do have 4 very large weak spots at the upper frontal plate of this tank. The driver's port, the bow machine gunner's port, this protrusion in the hull, and then the bow machine gun itself. Moving to the turret, you can see that the turret sides and turret roof are pretty much immune for our round, providing over 180mm worth of protection. While the top and sides of your turret are very well protected, the gun manlet is very weak, only providing around 50 to 70mm of armoured protection. Moving to the hull side, you can see that we have the same 40 to 38mm of armoured protection, with the exception of these 2 bulges in the armour. These were added to give additional protection to the ammunition storage, and provide around 64mm of protection, an additional 25mm over the regular 38 on the sides. Moving to the turret sides, we have around 50 to 70mm of armoured protection. Unsurprisingly, the rear of this tank is rather weak, with the rear hull only providing 56mm protection, and the turret rear only providing 50mm of protection. When facing an enemy tank head on, the armour protection of this tank is rather weak. However, if we angle to the side at around 40 degrees, you can see that the armour protection is increased dramatically. You do still have the same 4 weak spots on your upper frontal plate, but these are much smaller targets compared to the frontal profile. So if you get into a fight in the M4A4, try and angle your hull to around 40 degrees. Moving on to weapons and ammunition, and the M4A4's main cannon is the 75mm M3 cannon. This gun is stabilised in the vertical axis, meaning the gun will be fully stabilised when travelling under speeds of 13km per hour. The gun has a great 10 degrees of gun depression, as well as a standard 25 degrees of gun elevation. You can carry 98 rounds in total with no first stage ammunition, meaning all rounds will be reloaded at the same rate. If we go to the weapon reloading skill in the tank loader section, you see that we have a base reload of 6.5 seconds and a top reload of 5 seconds with the Ace qualification. With a top fire rate of firing once every 5 seconds, you can certainly put a lot of lead down range. Moving on to the targeting skill under the gunner section, you see that we have a base horizontal turret drive of 16.8 degrees per second and a top turret drive of 24 degrees per second. This allows you to snap your turret onto any enemies approaching from your flanks. Moving on to the ammunition, you can see that we have 4 options to choose from. Your stock shell is the M72 armour piercing round. This contains no high explosive filler. It has a decent penetration of 91mm with a rather average 690 meters per second velocity. You also get access to the M4A4 high explosive shell. Its 666 grams of TNT equivalent gives you around 10mm of penetration. You also get access to smoke in this tank in the form of the M89 round. This has a rather low radius of 13 meters, but does have a good hold time of 20 seconds. But just like the other early war Shermans, the real meat and potato of this tank is the M61 APC-BC round. It does have a rather low muzzle velocity of 680 meters per second, but its 104mm of penetration, as well as 64 grams of TNT equivalent explosive filler, really do make this shell a lethal round at batter rating 3.7. The M4A4 also has a coaxially mounted 7.62mm machine gun, as well as a pintle mounted 50 caliber machine gun, for dealing with pesky aeroplanes and those sneaky little Italians. While the performance of the main gun of the M4A4 is nothing particularly special, its decent 100mm of penetration and fantastic 5-second fire rate allow you to make mincemeat out of most of the other batter rating 3.7 vehicles. With that brief summary over and done with, we'll now move on to some gameplay. Okay, so welcome to Stalingrad. I'm trying to go towards the B cap here. Can't really see too much yet. We're a bit ahead of our enemy. Oh, we got one of those little sneaky little Italians. You can see our stabilizer is pretty good. We can just snap onto a target. It's that, and then Panzer 3. Might be a long barrel Panzer 4. We'll put up around. But yeah, well. Come on. Nah. Oh. Another one of those little fucking Italians. You can be quite dangerous if he gets on my flank, I think. I think we're going to head towards him. That smoke should cover our side. No, it's clearing. Just going to risk it. I'm going to push through. Is there something underneath that cart? Is that? No, it's the tree on the other side, isn't it? There we go. Well, let's deal with this little Italian. Oh. I was pretty lucky. But again, you can see our stabilizer and being twatted by this R3. Our stabilizer, we can just swing our turret onto a target and we can just pretty much shoot straight away. Is he gonna pop out? Why did you do that, mate? Why? Oh, got it. Oh shit. I'm so blind in this game in a minute. It's the battle bus, I think it's called. Can we get him? Yeah. Surprised you can't hull break those things. I know it's quite an action-packed little minute and a half or so. I'm going to stay on the other side of these rail carts, try and give us a little bit of protection to our right. So, I see something moving then. Sure, I saw something move. Yeah, there is. There's two of them, for fuck's sake. Oh, I fucking missed both of them. Come on, oh, we bounced. Oh. Well, one of them's bounced. Can we get a shot into him here? Well, that's quite lucky on my behalf, but. So, our armor is a little bit trolly, as you can see. He did manage to penetrate our lower plate there though. It hit our transmission, killed our... Oh. It's so hit and miss trying to penetrate those things. The driver support's so surely on the stugs. Alright, we finished repairing at least. Come on. How'd that not kill him? I don't even know what those things are called. That's cause no, we got him. That's quite a good little shot if I do say so myself. Alright, so kind of ironically, this is a Chinese tank fighting against, well, on the Japanese map. I think we do. Oh, I think there's a Panzer 3. Yeah. Panzer 3. Oh, Panzer 4. I'm going to push up here a little bit. I don't want to overextend. We are quite nippy in this tank, as I said. You can see that we're kind of the spearhead at the minute of our team. I kind of just want to let my team catch up with me a little bit. Someone is shooting, that was to our left. Oh, someone up there. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, we got him. That's that Stritzwagen M4A4 reward tank, I think. Oh. Come on. So you can do that in top tier, you can shoot through the walls because it's a dart round. But because it's APC-BC, I think it detonates when you hit stuff. Oh. What is that? Sav. I don't know any of the Swedish tanks. Oh, we got him. Someone is capturing A though. Oh, I see his gun. It's that little R3. Well, captured that. Now that looks like an Panzer 3M, Panzer 3N, Panzer 3L maybe. Yeah, Panzer 3L. This is a little bit of a down tier, I think. That is a 3.3 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if his Caesars or not, so I'm just going to try and wait for him to come out. We are presenting our ass as a big target to anyone that comes from the right spawn. Come on. Oh shit. Getting into cover. Oh. No. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna... Nah, I got our breach. It's over, boys. Unless a miracle happens. Come on, friendlies. Yeah. I kind of ate my own words there. I said I wanted to wait for my team to push up so I didn't overextend, and I just carried on going. Come on, fight me like a man. Get the fists out. Ah well. To conclude, the M4A4 is a pretty competitive tank at its battle rating. The somewhat trolly armour, as well as a short stabiliser, really do make you a lethal tank on the battlefield. The M4A4 is best played at around medium range. Here your thick turret armour and trolly upper frontal plate do make you a hard nut to crack. While your short barrelled 75mm will struggle against some opponents, it turns the most common enemies into mincemeat. Your good armour and snappy gun, combined with the surprisingly mobile Sherman chassis, makes this tank one of the best all-rounders at its battle rating. I personally bought this tank and I've had some great fun with it, and I would recommend you purchase this tank if you have a lot of spare money. However, if you can only afford one premium for the Chinese line, say around €20, then I believe the Rank 4 T3485 premium may be a slightly better choice. It costs 4,880 Golden Eagles, which is roughly €20. It will also allow you to grind up to rank 5 of the Chinese tech tree, and seeing as the Chinese have a plethora of battle rating 5.7 tanks, you will also have a much wider selection of backup vehicles. While I would recommend people purchase the Rank 4 Premium instead of this tank, that is purely based on economics and efficiency. The performance of this little Rank 2 Premium is very good, and I do have lots of fun playing it. While you won't be making millions of silver lions or grinding out the full Chinese tech tree, you will be getting the rarest thing in War Thunder, a good experience. As always lads, I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you very much for watching.